Hi guys, the Metal Maniac back again, and before I start the video, I just want to say that this is definitely going to be my last video for today, just because I've made like four or five videos today, and yeah, I'm exhausted. Um, anyway, I'll upload like maybe 3 tomorrow. Anyway, I'm gonna be doing a review on the Dethalbum 3 by Dethklok. And, hold on, let me grab something really quick. Oh, there we go. Okay, so, this is the, third and final album of the fictional band Dethklok from the TV show Metalocalypse. This was released in 2012, and there were 2 versions of this. There was this standard version with this really, really awesome cover, with the feathered winged demon flying through a purple and red hellscape with the Dethklok logo in fiery orange. And then there was the special edition, or I guess it's the deluxe edition now. Changed it after the first one. Which, even though it has a bonus disc, which is a DVD with some music videos, the cover is horrible. I mean, I don't know why they got rid of this awesome artwork and replaced it with, oh, it's a shiny logo. Yeah, they replaced awesome artwork with a big shiny logo in gold, which honestly makes no sense. It's stupid. This one it was released and released at the same time. But I guess because this was a little more expensive and the awesome artwork was gone, this standard one is the one that was bought up the most, and so is harder to find than this bullshit cover version. And the audio on this version isn't good. I mean, it's okay, but the audio on this one's a lot better. Anyway, so, oh, that was not supposed to happen. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. One downside about this version is that the peg that holds the disc in is not very secure. Yeah. You kind of have to be careful. Anyway, sorry about that. The in-universe band lineup is, of course, Nathan Explosion on vocals, Toki on rhythm guitar, Toki Wartooth on rhythm guitar, Squiscar Squigelf on lead guitar, William Murderface on bass, and Pickles the drummer on drums. The real world lineup is the legendary Gene Hoglan on drums, like he was on the first 2 albums. Brendan Small on vocals and lead guitar, and I forgot who else was in this. Hold on this album. All guitars. Huh. I guess Brendan Small did both guitars on this album. And then on bass is Brian Beller. Don't know who that is. So this album is my favorite Dethklok album. It's a lot darker, more brutal, more, I guess, straight to the point for the most part. it has a lot less jokey songs. Like, I know there's the first song on here is "I Ejaculate Fire," which is a jokey song. But other than that song, other than that jokey song, there's not really any really jokey songs other than that one. This definitely feels like a legitimate uh, death metal album, like a legitimate melodic death metal album that would have come out around 2012, opposed to the other two albums, which do feel like, oh yeah, this is a joke band, whereas this one feels a lot more legit, like a band would really release an album like this. Um, let's see. So the track listing, first track I just mentioned it, "I Ejaculate Fire." I think it was the only single on this album. There was a lyric video to it and a music video. It's jokey but fun. I love how Brendan Small, from the making of this album, the DVD that's on here. He said like he came up with a lot of, well, he made up some words, like some like body function words, but half of them were like actual legitimately medically accurate, and others were just made up. Um, but yeah, it's really funny. I love the music video. So yeah, pretty good song. Next up is "Crush the Industry," which is an absolute headbanger of a song. Like, it starts off with drums that just really put you in the mood of the song. I don't remember the name of the episode that particular song is from, but oh yeah, and by the way, this album, the songs on this album all take place between seasons 3 and 4 of Metalocalypse. Mostly season 3 and like the beginning of season 4, because I remember in season 4, during like the mid to later half of the season, there weren't a lot of songs going on. So yeah, I mean, there were a lot more focus on the story in the later half of that last season. But anyway, I remember the episode that Crush the Industry is from the one that basically their lawyer slash manager had been dead for, I don't know, a month or so at this point, because he was killed by the man with the metal face that's voiced by, of course, none other. In the show, he's voiced by none other than George Fisher himself, the singer of Cannibal Corpse. How awesome is that? Anyway, so the character gets killed off, the Dethklok's manager slash lawyer, and they don't know what the hell to do because they never do anything for themselves, so they're very ignorant and just very stupid about the world. And they're trying to figure out how to manage everything, and then at one point they're planning this show, and they start off planning, and then at one point they're a greedy label guy, like the guy who owns the label that they're contract under, like not the main guy, like his son, because I guess the main guy was in a coma or something, and so his greedy son took over, and is like, oh, you better do as I say. You better make music how I want you to make music, or I'm gonna shut you down. And they're like, oh yeah, we call bullshit. So they start with the show, and and they start, and then all of a sudden the lights go out, the power goes out. They're like, what the fuck is going on? And then so the guy, the label guy, the son of the label guy actually, he comes in and he's like, you better sign this contract. It says you have to do what I have to tell you, and you have to play music the way I want you to do. Otherwise, you're not going to go play music anymore under this label. And so they're so desperate that they try to sign, and then right as Nathan is about to sign the document or whatever, their lawyer just opens the door. Like seriously, he opens the door of the room, and they're all shocked. They're like, what? Like, they're all like seriously, like they thought he was dead, and well, he was, but I'm not going to spoil what what actually happened. Go watch the show yourself. But yeah, so that's the episode that this oh yeah, and the lawyer stops them from signing the paper. But yeah, so that's what episode this Crux of the Industry is from. But yeah, I love the context of that episode. Just if you listen to these albums and you know what's going on within the episodes that these songs are from, then you'll have a lot better. You'll have a lot more fun listening to these albums. This is okay. I dropped it. Anyway, yeah, that's Crux of the Industry. Next up is Andromeda. Okay, I thought it was Andromeda for some reason. Andromeda is not really what it sounds like. You would think it's about space, right? But it's not. It's about... How do I describe it? It's about... Honestly, I don't really know how to describe it. It's from this episode that Dethklok goes to a foreign country. I can't remember for what reason, but they go to this foreign country and they forget to bring all their bags, right? They forget to bring their luggage, so they're stranded. They don't know how to pay for anything because they're dumb. Like, the whole band is dumb. They're some of the dumbest people ever. Anyway, so they're dumb. They don't know how to work things. The only thing they know how to do is play good death metal, and write good death metal songs. Anyway, so they're stranded in this foreign country. I think it might be Arabia or something, and they get knocked out. These two guys come up to them. They knock them out, and so they're dragged to this palace, right? And there's this sultan guy, and so Dethklok, because they all have like long hair, and I guess in whatever country that they're stranded in, only women have long hair. Anyway, so it's like a running joke throughout the episode that in the foreign country they're stuck in their people think they're women. Anyway, so they're dragged to this palace, and they meet the sultan, and he's like, "Oh, you'll join my harem," and he's like, "No," and they're like, "We're Dethklok." It's like, "Ha ha ha, no you're not." And so they have to prove that they are Dethklok by playing a brand new song. And in the episode, the reason why it's so hard for them to play a brand new song on the spot is because about Nathan Explosion is having writer's block, so he's like has no idea what to write. Anyway, so they managed to play the song, and so yeah, I love that episode. So that's what that episode's from. I mean, that song. Anyway, oh, don't mind the noise in the background. Someone's shooting off fireworks. It's annoying. I know it's 4th of July, but I don't know. Anyway, the next one, The Galaxy. Now, this one is kind of about space. The music video does take place in space. It's really good. It's one of the more epic songs on the album. It's very large in scale, in sound, not in, I guess, anyway. It has this music video that, it's strange. I don't know exactly how to describe the premise, but, like, Dethklok's in this spaceship, and they're trying to fight off a drum machine. I don't know. It's hard to describe. I haven't seen the music video in a long time. I don't think since I first got the album. But anyway, weird music video, but good song. Next up is Starved, one of my favorite songs off this album. It's one of if not one of, I don't know. The reason why I'm stumbling with my words at this moment in time is because I can't tell if I'm deciding whether this is the most darkest sounding song on the album or one of the most. I'm gonna say the most. It's the basic premise of the song is in the episode that this song is from, Dethklok decides, oh, we're sick of this rich life. We want to be like regular individuals. We want to, experience life as the normal folk do. So what they do is they basically like abandon abandoned shop. They like go out of Mord House, which is their mansion. They go into the city, and they pose as a Dethklok tribute band called Thunder Horse, and and so it's funny because I guess everyone has a different identity, but Toki just takes Squiscar's identity, and Squiscar, I guess, takes Toki's identity. I know it's funny. But they pose as a Dethklok tribute band, and they think it's fun at first, but then they get really miserable because again they're stupid. They don't know how to spend and or earn money. They don't know how to interact with people that well. So basically, it just goes all wrong, and they're starving. They're so stupid they don't even have the capacity to buy. Like they do, but like they don't know how to take the steps to go to the grocery store, fiddle with the money, and usual way to buy food. So they're lazy too. Like I think in one part of the episode, one of their stomach growls, and one of them's like, "Oh, my stomach growls. I'm hungry." Yeah, usually we just ring a bell and our waiter brings us food. Yeah, so you can see how they're spoiled and they're just complete idiots. But yeah, Starved is just, and the reason why they decided to go out into the normal world in the first place is because they had a fight with their manager slash lawyer, and they're basically done with him, and they just want to go out and just be normal for once. But obviously, it goes wrong. Everything goes wrong in the series, but hilariously, morbidly so. And then the song takes place during the scene where I guess they're cleaning an ice rink, right? And if they do, I guess the guy who hired them said, if you do a good job, I can't pay you in money, but I'll pay you in spaghetti. And they're like, okay, that's fine. We're starving. So basically the whole song is about them just basically starting to starve to death because of stupidity and the fact that they don't want to deal with their manager slash lawyer at the moment that does basically everything for them. Yeah, he's basically the dad, unofficially. And so yeah, that's Starved. It has this really cool guitar solo. It's really dark sounding. It's very straight to the point. Especially with the lyrics. Starved. What was it again? Hold on. Forgive me for not remembering these lyrics. Some of these lyrics I remember, some of them I don't. Starved. What was the part I was looking for? Oh yeah. Starved. You are diseased, we'd rather starve than see you pleased, we'd rather starve. So basically that's just saying we'd rather starve than put up with your bullshit, you stupid manager. But yeah, it's it's a great song. There we go. The next song is Kill Stardo Abominate. This is interesting because for a long time, I was mispronouncing the song title. For the longest time, I pronounced it as Kill Stardo Abominate, when it's actually, no, it's Kill Stardo Abominate. I actually mispronounced it as Killstro Abominate. But yeah, it's a very simplistic song in lyrical structure. I guess it's supposed to be the song that the cover's for, like cover art. Just like how the second album, the cover art for the song Mermaider 2, The Water God, and for the first album, the cover is for The Lost Vikings, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's basically just the song is basically parodying the stereotypical belief that all metal is satanic. There's a lot of stereotypical like portrayals in the show, basically poking fun at different like stereotypes of metal and stuff like that, or even stereotypes in general, like the nerd, like nerdy people, very super religious people. Like, I know, it's fun, it's funny. Let's see, Ghost Queen. This is a very weird title. I don't really kind of remember exactly what the song was supposed to be about. Not about a ghost queen though. It's just song title for some reason. It's very cool. I do remember that one scene that the episode's from. I mean, the song's from one episode. Episode that the song's from. There we go. It's where they build a theme park, and basically, just like with everything that they do, it goes terribly wrong. Everyone starts dying. People get slaughtered because the park equipment just fails, and everything starts falling apart and stuff. And yeah, great song. One of the heavier songs on the album. Biological Warfare. This one's a very, very, very fast-paced song. It's a fun, fast-paced song. Like, this song, kind of like with the first song, I Jiggly Fire, it doesn't take itself super, 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 super seriously. It's, I just read it. It's fast-paced, it's fun, but it has that melodic death metal flair. And then a fan favorite, Sky Hunter. I'm not a huge fan of this song. I know a lot of people really, really like it, but for me, it's just an okay song. It's I mean, I guess I like the guitar solo in it. The lyrics are weird in the sense that they're just weird. They're not like fun weird. They're not like, oh, this is cool weird. This is just, I don't know. This just feels like a filler song to me. Here we come to the second to last song on the album, The Hammer. In the show lore, it's the only surviving song by one of the original Dethklok member and co-founder, Mangus Hammersmith. This is the only surviving song that made it to an album in the lore of that Hammersmith was a part. Mangus Hammersmith was a part of. This is just basically Mangus Hammersmith's theme song, I guess. Now it's interesting that in the show, only the first like 5 or 6 seconds of the intro of the song was played, and that's it. Usually with the show, they would play certain snippets of the songs from the albums that were only started snippets, and then they basically worked them into full songs for the albums. But usually the snippets are either a mid part of the song, like they're in the middle, or near the end. But, this one's very unique because or somewhat in the beginning too, but this one's very unique, the fact they only played like 5 or 6 seconds of the intro to the song, which, that would make it hard. I guess it would be even more of a challenge that they had less to work with to make it into a full song. Oh yeah, Mangus Hammersmith. Let's talk about this character really quick. Mangus Hammersmith in the show was originally one of the co-founders and rhythm guitarist, and he was kicked out of the band because he was a control freak and just a complete psychopath. And I guess he had a fight because, I don't know, it wasn't really explained that well. He only gets a few minutes of screen time in the entire series. His story is slightly more explained in the Dethklok add-on, the Dethklok opera. Yeah, he got kicked out, and I guess this is the only surviving song that made it onto an album. It it's very different, very different from the rest of the songs. Any other Dethklok song, it's very, because every other Dethklok song is like very melodic, very technical, very modernized, like modern death metal, modern death metal, and modern melodic death metal. And most of the other songs are very like intricate, whereas this one's a very stripped back. The hammer is very stripped back, very I want to say old school sounding, but not really. It's just very basic compared to the rest, but it's very good. The riff in this song, the main riff, is one of my favorite riffs from a Dethklok album, from any of the 3 Dethklok albums. The da na 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 na. It's very it's not a riff you expect in a Dethklok song. It's not like a very evil sounding riff or a very vicious riff. It's sort of very light sounding. Yeah. The hammer is Hammersmith. And then it has this really awesome solo, this really awesome guitar solo in the middle. That is not. It's a very short solo, but it's very good. It's it's very catchy. I love the guitar solo. But yeah, it's very stripped back song, very simplistic, but very good. And the last song on the album is a very underrated song, Rejoin. The last song on the album, and the last ever Dethklok song, if you don't count the a clock opera thing, the add-on that was a very stupid musical thing. It's musical. I hate musicals. Except for maybe 1 or 2 exceptions. But yeah, it's very epic. It's the epic of the album, just like how on the first album, the epic of the album would have been the opera one. What was it called again? I forget its name. Hold on. It was... Oh, that's right. I don't even have to look. I just remembered. It was called Death Harmonic. Then the epic of the album for the second album would have been Mermaider 2, The Water God. And this is the epic of this album. This is the best of the 3 epics. It's very grand. Like Brendan Small at this point knew that he wasn't gonna be able to do another season like he wanted, because again, I don't know if you guys know this, but Brendan Small is the creator of the show. He got screwed over somehow. Adult Swim somehow tricked him, and they had the legal rights to the show. And even though the show was doing very well, they decided to cancel it for some dumb reason. Yeah, so he knew this was going to be the last album. He knew he had to make something big, something epic. And so Rejoin happened. It's, I don't remember which episode that this song is from. But yeah, it's a very epic song. In the beginning, it has an instrument that you wouldn't think would be on an album like this. The French horn. In the beginning, yeah, there's a French horn in the background, or 2 of them. It's very operatic sounding too. It's very fun. Very not really uplifting, but it makes you feel epic. It's an epic that makes you feel epic. An extremely underrated song too. So yeah, overall, this is a great album. I'm gonna give this album... I'm gonna have to give it a 10 out of 10. It's perfect. Like, yeah, there's like one song that I think is just okay, but it's one of the best just okay sounding songs ever. Like, if you're gonna pick a song that's just okay, pick the best of the just okay songs, which is what was it again, Sky Hunter. But yeah, overall, very, very, very great albums. One of the few good death metal albums from the 2010s. Like, I'm normally a person who only really likes old school death metal from like the late 80s, early 90s. That's kind of my thing. I love that. But once in a while, I come across something great from the modern era. And this album is one of the best, especially if you're talking death metal. Yeah, it's melodic death metal, but still. Alright, that's my review of the Death Album 3 by Dethklok. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.